So Alex, congratulations, appointed Mossley AFC manager. First question, how are you feeling?
Over the moon, yeah. It's been a mad couple of weeks since Fisher let us know that he's moving on at the end of the season. I've never hidden the fact that I wanted to manage. I'm just ecstatic that I've been given the opportunity here.
And it's a bit of a funny one. You've obviously got 7 or 8 games left to play this season before you officially take over the reins. Any thoughts on sort of how that's going to work for the next few weeks?
Me and Fisher have had a chat about it. I think it's just through communication with each other. He's still the manager and he will still be till the end of the season. However, they've always got one eye on next season anyway. I think it'll work really well. Still be professional as we are. I think it'll be fine.
And all about finishing the season on as high a note as possible.
Yeah, Saturday's result was a bit of a disappointment, but I think since the turn of the year, we've really picked us form up. We've had some really good results. It's important that we sort of carry that on, especially in the next 2 games, which are really big for us, and try to finish as high up the league as possible.
So you've been here for 5 years now. You came as a first team coach when David brought you in. You always said to me that you don't really stay places more than 3 or 4 years, so you've managed to stick it out a bit longer and now even longer now. So what's been the appeal of sticking around and what's the appeal to you of becoming first team manager here? It's
just, yeah, you're right. I'll never really stay anywhere longer than 5 years, whether that's work or football. But I love the place, love the club, sort of love the people that are involved. Really changing roles as well through in that. So obviously came in COVID time as first team coach, and then after a year or so, assistant manager, and now first team manager. I think in a lot of ways, I'm really excited to take my first step into sort of non-league first team management. I'm buzzing that it's here, and I think that the fans, the board, the players that are here, everyone makes everyone feel so welcome. And it's been a good 5 years, and I'm hoping for a successful another 5.
Wow, that's good. Obviously, you'll start looking at coaching staff. Plans for you to try and keep as many of the existing team as possible, or will you be looking to move people or do something different?
I think keeping the coaching staff the same, hopefully, add a coach in. From a playing perspective, I think we've got a really good group. I think we've really fallen unlucky at times. If we could score more goals, I don't think there's any secret. I think if we could score more goals, we wouldn't necessarily be in the position that we're currently in. Got a really good base, sort of the most clean sheets in the league, second best defensive record in the league. And it's a really good group that we've got. So I think there'll be move on. It always is in football seasons. Some lads will move on, some lads will get some new challenges. But I'd like to keep the majority, maybe add 1 or 2 in the summer.
So stepping up from being an assistant manager to being first team manager, how much of a difference in your day-to-day is that going to make, and what sort of challenges do you anticipate coming ahead for you on a different level next year?
I think there'll be a lot more challenges from a management perspective than what there currently is. I suppose right now my responsibility revolves more about on the playing pitch, with regard to training, from match prep, analysis, scouting opposition, some levels of recruitment, and Fisher would tend to deal with a lot of the management responsibility. So that'll naturally change. I think that there'll be a lot more sort of need to be involved in a lot more areas of the club, to try and progress the club successfully moving forward, both on and off the pitch. So I imagine there's a lot more. My wife will be happy with the fact that I think I'll be a lot more busy than what I currently am as well. So I think there'll be a lot more sort of work that needs doing, but in reality it comes part and parcel of it. And I think if you want to be involved in non-league football, then you need to be effectively doing a full-time job, sort of part-time. So I'm aware of that and looking forward to it.
And when you came in 5 years ago, I think it was you, David, Lee, you and Jimmy came in with sort of the task of stabilising the club, putting us back on an even keel, playing a big part in that financially, and how we sort of balanced the books and got back on our feet as a football club. We've done that. We've sort of done well, and hopefully we'll stay in the league this year still if we pick up a couple more wins. But is this now for you? Is it looking towards the next step and kicking on as a football club? And what does that involve, do you think?
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I think probably from the 5 years, there's been a sort of a steady increment with regards to playing budget, but really probably dips in season performance, maybe on the COVID year, we'll discount that, but the year after that we had a really good start and sort of poor middle, not a bad finish. The year after we finished close to playoffs. Last season was quite unsuccessful in a lot of ways, and this season looks to be sort of a steady season. I think in reality, with regards to the size of the clubs in this league, have a lot more resources than what Mossley have, but we sort of know that our success might look a bit different, and the sale of Bales this season is certainly a success for the club. That still would remain an aim for the football club moving forward. But with regards to success in leagues and in cups and things like that, it's trying to win every game. You know, as cliche as it is, but making sure that we go far in Manchester Prem Cups and other county cups, and trying to, and really trying to stabilise the club moving forward. But then looking how you change it and looking to become one of the strongest sides. We've got a fan base that sits with that. We just need to work out as a club how we create opportunities to succeed. And I'm delighted to be part of that. I'm looking forward to it.
You touched on Bailey there, and spring a few names off with players like Deck and Devon and Bailey and Freddie Sass, who've all gone on to bigger and better things, and it's become sort of a strategy of the club to move young players on and give them a platform to play. Will that still be part of your philosophy and how you want the club to be? Yeah,
100%. I think this club's cemented itself locally as a place for young players to come and play the football. We've had great success in moving players on, having them for either short periods or longer periods, such as Bales, and then giving them the opportunity. But I think as a club, we give young players opportunity to fail, but we also base teams around young players, which is not as common as what it should be, in my opinion, within this league. So we're happy to put our average age of our team this year is 22, I think, and we've done all right this season. I think the idea behind that is to try and get young players to express themselves within the league and move themselves on. It'd be great in sort of another 5 years. I've spent 10 years at the club. It'd be great to have 11 to 20 players that have been here and moved on. Like Tom Watson and Kai Payne, for example, they're two that can go as far in the game as possible, along with Bales and Fred that are currently in the National North. So it gives us. I'm confident there's a couple in the squad already that could possibly be the next couple to move up. But it's definitely an aim of ours to bring young players in and move them on.
And the question probably on everyone's mind is, as assistant manager, probably one of your most famous traits is that run up the touchline, knee slides, fist pumps, celebrating goals. And is that going to be something you carry on doing, or are you going to calm down a little bit on the sidelines, do you think?
I can't stop myself. A couple of times this season, I think I ran more than Mason and Brewster and Bales at Whitby, up and down that touchline. I live and breathe it. It's sort of in and amongst playing with Barbies with a couple of little girls at home. I think it's all I sort of think about football. So wake up in the morning, think about it, go to bed at night, sort of think about it. I throw a load of random stats your way sometimes, I can't. Yeah, you'll still see me. Two things you will probably see is up and down that touchline and giving the liner some advice. Would be a couple of things.
Well, congratulations, Alex. We'll catch up with you over the summer. But yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.